Welcome to episode 78 of the Radio Control Show.
Sponsored by AMainHobbies.com, your one-stop RC hobby store.
This week we have a special episode of the Radio Control Show for you. We're out in the field with Jason Sams getting a look at some of the hottest new products. Up first is the Traxxas Stampede 4x4, and this is definitely a truck we weren't expecting to see. We were one of the first to get the lowdown on this new rig, and I'm really excited to get one in the office for review.
My Pete Vieira of Traxxas is going to show us a hot new monster truck. So what do we have here, Pete?
This is the Stampede 4x4 VXL. This is our latest truck, classic Stampede high riding stance, but now with four-wheel drive. And of course, you've got that famous 4x4 you know about, the Slash 4x4, and that's what this is based on. You've got the Slash 4x4 driveline, new shorter chassis, shorter wheelbase for a Stampede, still Valinion power, that means you're 3S capable for a 60+ mile an hour truck, waterproof, mud, snow, wet grass, all that good stuff, not a problem for the Stampede 4x4. It's got a wheelie bar, that's standard because you'll be popping wheelies, and on the front of the suspension arms, you can check out these new shock guards. When you're banging through the rough stuff, that's going to protect the lower shock ends and gives it a tough, muscular look at the same time.
This one's for all your airplane guys out there. It's HyTek's new telemetry system. It tells you pretty much everything you want to know about your plane while it's in flight, including battery voltage and fuel consumption.
All right, I've got Sean from HyTek who's going to show us a really cool new telemetry system that HyTek just announced. So can you walk us through some of the features of this new telemetry system?
Absolutely, be glad to.
Sean, what's it all about?
Well, what the HyTek telemetry system takes advantage of is the fact that our 2.4 is bidirectional at all times. So we can add a bunch of sensors in there, and the receiver is going to communicate that information straight back to the radio.
Well, that's awesome. Can you illuminate the screen for us so we can show that?
So we'll touch this is the cockpit screen. And I've got the motor with a temperature sensor on it. I've got the ESC with a temperature sensor on it, the battery with a temperature sensor on it, even the outside air temperature. So if I take my fingers and hold on to this, and it's at 69 right now, now it's moving up to 73. So I still got pretty cold hands, 75. Yeah, holding that Red Bull this morning. And then it also has up to 2 RPM sensors, both a magnetic sensor and an optical sensor. It has GPS, so it's going to show the latitude, the longitude.
Oh, very cool.
Show ground speed. It's also going to show your altitude. And all this is happening in real time. It comes back to the radio. Through a couple different ways, you can actually record this data onto a laptop, in the future onto a PDA or an iPhone. Or we'll be introducing something that actually audibly tells you what the sensor information is.
Up next is the Losi 810, which is based on the Losi 10T. So it's a buggy version of the truck, and it features a 3.4cc engine with electric start. Let's check it out.
All right, I'm hanging with Ryan Dunford, a guy I've battled with on the racetrack for many years. Ryan's going to show us Losi's all-new 810 8-scale buggy. So Ryan, talk to us about some of the features of the 810.
We're using much of the same platform from the 10T, so a lot of stores already have the parts for it, and bolted on some 8-scale wheels, and the power to weight ratio wise, the thing's fast and it's durable and it's a lot of fun to drive.
Now, is the wheelbase similar to that of the 10T?
Yeah, the wheelbase is actually identical to that of the 10T.
So identical wheelbase, parts compatibility is the same as the 10T, but obviously it's in buggy trim. It's got the buggy wing, the buggy body.
Absolutely.
And a few other parts that are probably different.
Yeah, I mean, we put a larger tank in it. We put a pull start on it. Some people have been asking for a pull start for the 3.4 engine for a while now. The larger tank can in turn be put now in the 10T. You know, some things people were looking for.
We all know how much you like the E-Flite Beast, and now they have a scaled down version.
There's no denying the popularity of the micro flying scene. Horizon's Seth Arnold is going to walk us through 2 cool new products. So what do we have here, Seth?
Well, here we have the new E-Flite UMX Extra 300 3D, as well as the Ultra Micro Beast. The Extra 300 is kind of an indoor aerobatic airplane for those guys that want to have a indoor 3D capable airplane. It's ideal for like a large dining room or conference room side space, and also the brushless of the Micro Beast for outdoors.
Now, great. Now, what are the flight characteristics of the Beast? flight speed is, I would assume it's very aerobatic because it's a biplane?
Yeah, it's very aerobatic airplane, very good for precision type aerobatics. It's a little faster than most of the micros just because it's a little bit bigger, and it's also got the brushless motor as well as the 2S battery. But it actually flies overall really good.
Well, how will it be sold? Ready to fly, bind and fly?
Right now, we just currently sell bind and fly. So it comes with the battery, with the charger, with the airplane. All you got to do is charge the battery, bind it to your Spectrum DSM-2 radio, and you're good to go.
Proline has some new floating hubs for the SC10. So let's take a closer look and see what they're all about.
And I'm here with my good friend Daniel Adams of Proline, who's going to show us some hot new products for the short course market.
All right, Jason, yeah, thank you. Actually, a couple new items we have here. This is the Ford Raptor body. It'll fit the associated SC10 and the Slash two-wheel drive truck. Another unique thing we have on this truck, and it's still in a prototype state, is what we're calling the floater front hub system. And what this does is it changes the front steering knuckle out and incorporates the bearings into the knuckle, and then you switch over to a 12mm hex in the front. We also have a 12mm hex now for the rear, so you can run the exact same rim now, front and rear on this truck. And the nice thing about that now is you can just swap back and forth, and you've got a universal system.
Today's episode of the Radio Control Show is brought to you exclusively by amainhobbies.com for all your RC needs. amainhobbies.com carries a huge inventory of RC cars, trucks, helis, planes, parts, and accessories, all at the best prices around. For one-stop RC shopping, look no further than amainhobbies.com.
Next is the E-Flite Carbon Yak 54. We couldn't believe how tough and durable this plane is. Let's go to Jason Sams to get the lowdown.
All right, I'm here with Horizon's Kike, who is a world-renowned pilot and airplane designer, and he's got something that's really cool to show us. So what do we have, Kike?
Hi, how are you? We have a new technology here called the Carbon Z. We are very excited about this new technology. It's another option we are bringing to the market as an option to structure airframes. This airplane, it mixes the best thing of two worlds. All the balsa composite airplanes, all the benefits from them, as the rigidity, strength, lightweight, and we bring also all the benefits from the C-foam, EPO foam, which is durability, easy to repair, low maintenance, very weather friendly. So mixing this together and combine to produce a new technology.
For a chance to win in our Radio Control Show sweepstakes, head over to rccaraction.com/RC Show Sweeps or modelairplanenews.com/RC Show Sweeps. Fill out the form and enter these promo codes. Good luck.
Up next is one of the coolest things we've seen in a while. It's a multi-purpose gauge from Viper. Let's check it out.
All right, I'm here hanging out with Waylon from Viper, who's got a new 5-in-1 gauge that racers are definitely going to want to take to the track. So Waylon, can you walk us through some of the features of this new Pro Gauge?
Absolutely. So the Pro Gauge is a 5-in-1 tool. It's a battery monitor, a link device, which will be a programmer for all of our electronic equipment, our speed controls that we release. It is a servo tester, so you can run your servos, you can test your servos.
What's cool about the servo tester too, can you go into that parameter, is it shows you the servo speed, the voltage and amp draw of the servo. So you can plug in any of your servos, check out the speed to see if it's accurate to the manufacturer's spec. You can also check out the draw, the load that it's going to take from your battery, I understand?
Yep. It shows you the amp draw. You can set it to the swing mode where it will run the servo back and forth.
Can you show that to the camera actually, so that it shows the speed, like 0.07 or whatever the speed may be?
Yeah, it'll show the speed, it'll show the amp draw during that load. So you can use it to check servos, make sure they're working properly. You can use it to center the servo. You can operate the servo manually as well by running this dial on the top.
Oh, that's awesome.
Remember to head to your local hobby shop or newsstand for the December issues of Radio Control Car Action and Model Airplane News.
You can also check out rccaraction.com and modelairplanenews.com for everything we covered this week.
Thanks again for joining us on the Radio Control Show.
And we'll see you next time.